Good to go. All right, good morning. It's 10 a.m. on Tuesday, January 13th, 2026. We're going to open the Nevada Fuel Resiliency Committee meeting. Lauren, would you please call the roll?
Voice for the record, Brett Comston.
Present.
Kathy Reese Boyd.
Present.
Thank you. Jay Pullen.
Present.
Right. Dwayne McClinton.
Here.
Thank you, sir. Stephanie Mullen.
Present.
Thank you. Nathan Bouvet.
Here.
Thank you. JJ Gokachia.
Here.
Sir. Rob Galeri.
Here.
Thank you. Jennifer Carr.
Here, thank you.
Jennifer. Dr. Christopher Sanchez.
Here, thank you.
Robin Titus. Senator Titus, are you on? I need a verbal confirmation, ma'am.
Good morning, everybody.
Thank you, Senator Titus. Lindsay Anderson.
Here.
Thank you, ma'am. Brian O'Neill.
Present.
Thank you. Vincent Guthrow. Bert Gurr.
Here.
Thank you, sir. Drew Spence.
Present.
Thank you. Alan Four.
Present.
Thank you. Chris Adams.
Present.
Steve Lesher.
Present.
Tiffany Roberts.
Present.
Allison Robeson.
Present.
Thank you. Casey Sullivan. Joseph Biscardi.
Present.
Thank you, sir. Miranda Hoover. Present. Thank you, ma'am. Paul Enos.
Present.
Thank you. Jeffrey Glasgow.
Present.
Thank you. Chase McNamara.
Present.
Thank you, Chase. Gracie Garrett.
Present.
Rick Perdomo.
Here.
Thank you. Samantha Laddick.
Here.
You have form.
All right, thank you, Lauren. So I'd just like to advise members of the committee, we are expecting 2 additional members of the legislature once nominated by the majority party of both the Senate and the Assembly. So I'd like to welcome you to the inaugural meeting of the Fuel Resilience Committee. This was created by the Nevada Homeland Security Commission last month. I'd like to thank you for your volunteering your time, your expertise, and your service building a fuel resilient Nevada. I am positive that this will be a strategic endeavor that will greatly benefit all future generations of Nevadans. So for that, thank you. We're going to close agenda item number 1. We're going to go to agenda item number 2. This will be public comment. This is for discussion only. This is the first period set aside for public comment. If you'd like to make public comment by phone, please call in by dialing 669-219-2599. When you're prompted to enter a meeting ID, please enter 202-331-8963 and press pound. When prompted for a participant ID, please press pound. When asked to provide a public comment, please press *6 to unmute yourself and *6 again when your comments are complete. Comments will be limited to 3 minutes. In order to give people time to call in, we'll start with the room here at OEM. Is there anyone in the room here that would like to make public comment? All right, seeing none. Do we have anyone on the Zoom platform that would like to make public comment?
You have one hand raised. Phone number 295. Go ahead.
Thank you, Chair and members of the committee. My name is Matthew Winterhawk, Winterhawk for the record. Speaking as a Nevadan with a Nevada First perspective, my comments are not about assigning any blame or prescribing outcomes, but about strengthening the long-term resilience of our state. Nevada is unique as we are a landlocked state with rapidly growing population, critical tourism and logistics corridors, large rural distances, and increasing strain on emergency services, school transportation as well, and essential supply chains. Fuel reliability is not an abstract issue here. It directly affects families, classrooms, first responders, and the cost of living in every county, all 17. Today, Nevada remains heavily dependent on external fuel systems, particularly supply chains originating outside our borders. That dependence introduces structural risk, not because any single partner is unreliable, but because the over-concentration itself is a vulnerability. When disruptions occur elsewhere, Nevada has limited ability to absorb or offset them internally. As this committee considers whether to generate a fuel analysis product, I would also like to respectfully encourage the scope analysis to include an evaluation of Nevada-based resiliency options, including, but not limited to, north and south fuel storage capacity, distributed reserves, and the feasibility of limited in-state refining or processing. Now, I'm not advocating for construction, funding, or predetermined solution. I'm asking that these options be studied alongside existing dependencies with clear analysis of trade-offs, costs, benefits, and long-term sustainability. Resilience planning means asking the hard questions early, before assumptions harden, and before emergencies force rush decisions. If we never evaluate the internal capacity options, if we never evaluate the internal capacity options, then we accept permanent external dependence as policy, even if that dependence increases costs and a risk for the Nevadans over time. So importantly, this analysis should consider rural access and fuel availability, school district transportation and operating cost, emergency response readiness, workforce and infrastructure sustainability, rate payers and rate for families who ultimately bear the downstream cost, because transparency at this stage matters, even when security-sensitive details must remain protected under statute. High-level findings and non-sensitive conclusions should be shared publicly so that Nevadans understand the choices that are being evaluated on their behalf, because Nevada's strength has always come from self-reliance, smart planning, and honest evaluations of the risk. Including internal resiliency options in this analysis does not weaken partnerships, it strengthens Nevada. Thank you for the opportunity to provide public comment today, and I appreciate the committee's work on behalf of the state.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Lauren, it looks like we have one more. Any other public comment from Zoom platform? Seeing none, do we have any public comment from the phone? If so, please hit *6 to unmute yourself. Okay, I am not hearing any further comment or public comment. So we will close agenda item number 2 and we will move to agenda item number 3. Agenda item number 3, this will be a review of the open meeting law requirements. We're going to do this simply because this is a new committee that's being formed. It's the first meeting, and because we do have a mix of government and industry partners. And so I want to make sure that everybody has a fair shot to make sure that we stay in compliance with open meeting law requirements. So all members were provided guidance as attachment number 3 prior to this meeting. I'm just going to review the highlights. So the Fuel Resilience Committee is subject to open meeting law. All public bodies must follow open meeting law. A quorum or majority of voting members must be present to start a meeting. And every meeting of the public body requires an agenda that clearly describes the items that will be discussed. The public body can only discuss items that are listed on the agenda. And the public body can only make collective decisions or vote on items that are listed as an action item on the agenda. And in the case of this committee, are in open session. What's this mean? Meeting attendance is important. We need quorum to start each meeting. Everything you say during a meeting will be a matter of public record. Recordings of meetings and meeting minutes will be posted to the OEM website and provided to members of the public upon request, minus closed session discussions. Please identify yourself as a speaker every time you make a comment so that my staff can ensure the accuracy of the meeting minutes. The Fuel Resiliency Committee can close portions of the meeting under certain circumstances. Nevada law provides a rare exception to the open meeting law in NRS 239 Charlie.140 Section 2. The Nevada Commission on Homeland Security and its committees may close meetings when receiving sensitive security information that the committee determines upon a majority of vote of its members would be likely to compromise, jeopardize, or otherwise threaten the safety of the public. When a meeting is closed, only committee members and supporting staff may be present. All members of the public will be removed from the meeting. And I'll walk you through how that happens when we get to that portion of the meeting. Call-in members must have their phone numbers pre-verified or they will be removed from the meeting. And that's specifically for those of us that are on the committee. We need to coordinate that before every meeting. If calling in, you must be in a private location where the discussion cannot be overheard and no non-members may be present during the closed meeting. Major takeaways. Always identify yourself for the record every single time you speak. Remember, this meeting is open to the public and all comments will be part of the public record. The only exception is when the committee goes into closed session. Only voting members can make motions, second motions, and vote on action items. All votes must be verbal. There will be no waving or giving a thumbs up to the camera. The committee can only speak on matters that are described on the agenda. The committee can only vote on matters listed for possible action. And again, there will be no voting during closed session. During the election of leadership, a roll call vote will be taken if there is more than one nominee for chair or vice chair. Do we have any questions or discussion on this stuff that I've just presented?
One hand raise.
Okay.
Whose hand it is.
Any questions or discussion? Okay, hearing none, we are going to close agenda item number 3 and move to agenda item number 4. This will be the introduction of the members. This is for discussion only. What I'm going to ask of each member, because many of us don't know each other, and this is the first time really getting to see each other. I'm going to ask you to give essentially your 30-second intro for the other members, and most importantly for the public. So the members have been provided with a membership list, which hopefully everyone had an opportunity to review to get a familiarity with your teammates. But the public did not get access to that. So I think it's important that we share who's on this committee that the governor has appointed. I will go ahead and open up, and then I will just go through the list. So my name is Brett Compson. I am a native Nevadan. I serve as the administrator here at the Nevada Office of Emergency Management and Homeland Security, and I also serve as the governor's Homeland Security Advisor. I am a retired Army colonel. I spent approximately 25 years in the service, first 9 years on active duty Army, and the last 16 in the Nevada National Guard, leading essentially what you're familiar with the Guard does in domestic situations, floods, fires, things like that. During 2020, I served as the incident commander for the COVID response for the state of Nevada. And I am a certified emergency manager. So there's my 30-second pitch. With that, we'll go to Kathy Reese-Boyd. If you could go ahead and share, ma'am. Miss Kathy, can you hear me?
Is that better?
We have you now.
Okay, there you go. Kathy Reese-Boyd. Good morning, everyone. I have 40 years of experience in the energy industry, serving 35 years with the Western States Petroleum Association, where I was president and CEO for 15 years of my tenure there, covering the states of Nevada, Arizona, Washington, Oregon, and California. Now reside in Carson City, Nevada. Very excited to be part of this effort and supporting the governor's objectives to really make sure we can strengthen the fuel supply, reliability, and sustainability for Nevada and for all Nevadans. We really are in challenging times, and improving reliability and resiliency is going to be very, very important. So appreciate everybody being here and appreciate the industry representatives who are also participating. Thank you, Brett.
Thank you. Mr. J. Pullen.
Thank you. Jay Pullen. I work for Nevada Department of Transportation. I've been there for 20 years. I'm not a native Nevadan, but my grandfather, his father was a blacksmith in Las Vegas back when it was a watering hole. So I spent a lot of holidays here. But with that said, I've spent my entire career supporting operations, basically keeping our roads open. So we've had emergencies here and there. My current position as assistant director is I do manage and facilitate our current state fueling system that supports other state agencies. So this is very important to us as well, especially on the emergency aspect to keep Nevada going. Thank you.
Thank you. Director Dwayne McClinton.
Good morning, everyone. Director Dwayne McClinton. I'm the director of the Governor's Office of Energy, Marine Corps veteran with over 2 decades in energy, all aspects, starting as a technician, working my way up to management, business development, with over a decade and a half policy making as well. I am not a Nevada native, but been here for almost 20 years.
Thank you, sir. Director Stephanie Mullen.
Hi, good morning. My name is Stephanie Mullen, Executive Director of the Public Utilities Commission for over a decade now. A little bit about what the PUCN is and does. We're a regulatory agency. We oversee a broad range of utility services in Nevada, including electric, natural gas, telecommunications, water and wastewater, just to name a few. While we don't monitor or regulate transportation fuels, we do work and partner with PHMSA to ensure the safety of Nevada's natural gas infrastructure, including the Call Before You Dig program. We oversee pipeline permitting and inspections, and then we do monitor rail safety in the state. I look forward to contributing from the regulatory and administrative perspective alongside all of you technical experts represented in this committee. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Nathan Bouvet.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Nathan Bouvet. I'm the Strategic Project Manager for the Governor's Office of Economic Development. My current role is to advance the Governor's state plan through economic development, infrastructure, land use, and targeted industry growth. I do sit on a variety of boards, committees, and other advisory roles throughout the state of Nevada. I've got over 20 years in local government leadership, planning, and development. I've also been a consultant for over 10 years. Like several others that have gone before me, I am also a veteran of the United States Air Force. I have my master's in public administration and bachelor's in community development. So that kind of gives me a focus on infrastructure, delivery, coordination, economic development, things of that sort.
Thanks, sir. Director Uchia.
Thank you. JJ Goycochea, Director, Nevada Department of Agriculture. I'm a vet, but not a veteran. I guess that's a little bit different. So it will probably not benefit us at all that I'm a veterinarian here. Started with the state 10 years ago. Did serve 3 terms as a county commissioner in Eureka. Reason we're here, Nevada Department of Agriculture does monitor and regulate motor fuel. When we do have a crisis or a disruption, we are definitely at the table. And so I think we can bring a lot of our expertise and knowledge of what we've dealt with in the past as we try to forge a path forward. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Robert, can't say your last name, but
Here, okay. Rob Galeri, Administrator for the Nevada Division of Minerals. I'm a geologist by training, started my career in precious metal exploration in the state of Nevada, transitioned to the state, been with the state for 13 years. The Division of Minerals permits all oil, gas, and geothermal drilling within the state of Nevada. We also track all oil and gas production within the state, which is not nearly enough to resolve this crisis, and looking forward into it. But looking forward to bringing in perspective from also the Commission on Mineral Resources, who has experts in the oil and gas industry.
all right, thanks, sir. Jennifer Carr.
Good morning. I'm Jennifer Carr. I'm the administrator for the Nevada Division of Environmental Protection. I have been administrator for almost 3 years now, but I've been with the agency for 29 and a half. I'm a civil engineer licensed in the state of Nevada. As part of my role for the division, I also sit on the Petroleum Fund Board for reviewing petroleum fund insurance claims from underground storage tanks and other sorts of releases along those lines. NDEP is a regulatory agency charged with preserving and enhancing our air, water, and land. So we provide regulatory services for environmental laws and regulations, permitting, those sorts of things. We also have water and wastewater infrastructure financing programs. So I've got a little bit of the financing side as well for large infrastructure projects. Happy to be here and serve the committee. Thanks.
Thank you, ma'am. Dr. Sanchez.
Good morning, Chris Sanchez for the record. Director of the Department of Business and Industry. We're Nevada's regulatory agencies, 12 regulatory agencies, 67 boards and commissions. 2 years appointed by the governor to this position, and then I spent 12 years at the Governor's Office of Economic Development, 7 of which were as Director of International Trade. Prior to that, I worked on the Hill. I was our Defense LA, had Armed Services, Intel, Homeland Security, Veterans Affairs, and Transportation Committee in my portfolio. And I look forward to working with everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Senator Titus.
Well, good morning, everybody. Thank you for being here. I'm going to take full credit for this committee because it was my bill that got this started. SB 505 was put in after the governor really brought forward awareness about the need for such a group to look at the access for fuel in Nevada. I put forward SB 505 and it was titled the Fuel Resiliency Committee, and it never got a hearing. The governor decided it was worthwhile. It was something that he was acutely aware of too. So he's put this committee together. So thank you all for being willing to serve on it. My name is Robin Titus. I represent Senate District 17, which is 6 rural Nevada counties. I've been in Nevada. My family's been here since the 1860s, literally, although I was not born here. I was certainly raised here. And you might ask, why is a medical doctor interested and on this fuel committee? Well, I said I represent 6 rural Nevada counties, and we drive a lot. I also represent mining, the military bases, ag communities, all of which use a lot of fuel, and we need access to fuel. So again, thank you all for being willing to serve on this committee.
Thank you, ma'am. Ms. Lindsay Anderson?
Hi, good morning. Lindsay Anderson. I am the Director of Government Affairs for the Reno Tahoe Airport Authority. I am a native Nevadan, born and raised here, representing airports on this committee. We obviously do not use a lot of fuel, but our primary tenants, which are airlines that operate, use a tremendous amount of aviation and jet fuel. We did experience a shortage in 2021, which frankly was a crisis. And so looking to prevent that again, we'll be hoping to work with the other airports across the state to make sure our voice is part of the conversation.
Thank you, ma'am. Chief Brian O'Neill.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Brian O'Neill for the record. I'm a Deputy Fire Chief with the Clark County Fire Department in Las Vegas. 23 years of experience there, 28-year resident of Southern Nevada. Also serve as the Emergency Manager for Clark County. I do have a fire service background and experience in emergency response, as well as incident management team response for incidents that are beyond the capability of the fire department, and a Homeland Security background through a few years spent at the Southern Nevada Counterterrorism Center. I do have experience in disaster response locally, pandemic experience and response, and then national response through the Nevada Task Force 1 and membership there for about the last 10 years. And also certified emergency manager, and happy to participate with you.
Thank you, sir. Assembly Member Burt Gurr.
Morning. I'm Assemblyman Burt Gurr. I represent District 33 in Nevada, which is basically the eastern half, or third, I'm sorry. I only have 5 counties that I represent, but it totals 50,000 plus square miles. And I've been a licensed real estate broker in the state of Nevada since 1979. I was licensed as a salesman since 74. I'm not quite a native of Nevada. I was 18 months old when we moved here, so the better part of 75 years in eastern Nevada. I've represented realtor issues in the legislature. I've been their legislative chair twice. I've been their political action committee chair twice. I'm finishing my 2nd term, planning to run for a 3rd one. And I've been on wildlife advisory boards. I sat on the real estate commission for 6 years. So I have a very vested interest in Eastern Nevada and Nevada as a whole, and I'm very proud to be serving on this committee. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Did we pick up Vincent Guthrie? Okay, guess not. All right, Mr. Drew Spence.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. And for all you veterans, thank you for your service. Appreciate that. My name is Drew Spence. Currently, I sit as the Vice President of Product Supply and Trading for HF Sinclair. Have over 20 years experience in the energy business. And I also currently represent our company and sit on the WISPA board meeting, or the WISPA board as well. So look forward to working with you all here moving forward.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Alan Ford.
Morning, everyone. Alan Four. I'm Vice President with Kinder Morgan. I'm responsible for our state and local government relations and affairs for all of our assets in our 43 asset states. very involved with Nevada over the last several years, particularly with our asset portfolio and our terminals in the Reno Sparks area and Las Vegas. So important issue. Glad to be part of this discussion. We are an important part of the fuel supply portfolio for Nevada and look forward to working with everyone. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Chris Adams.
Hi, good morning, everybody. So Chris Adams with Chevron. I'm the General Manager of Fuels Optimization for the West. I do cover Nevada and the California refineries as part of my role. Happy to be here and part of the organization or the committee. Strong background in refinery optimization and supply chain management. And so, as you're all aware, Chevron has a very large presence in Nevada. So we're happy to be a part of this committee.
Thanks, sir. Mr. Steve Lesher.
Morning, everybody. Steve Lesher. I'm manager of corporate and government relations for Shell USA on the West Coast. Have 8 states, including Nevada, which is among our most important fuel markets in the country. I've got 22 years of experience working with Shell, all in external facing roles, getting projects permitted, working with communities, working with state and local government. Prior to working for Shell, I worked for the California legislature and in the U.S. House of Representatives. And prior to that, I was an appointee of Governor Pete Wilson for part of his administration in California. Grew up splitting time between California and Nevada, so feel like I have dual citizenship, as it were, but really looking forward to serving on the committee and great to meet everybody.
Sir, Ms. Tiffany Roberts.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Tiffany Roberts, and I represent Phillips 66. Phillips 66, the 4th largest refiner in the U.S. And in addition to that, we own and operate pipeline and infrastructure around the country. My background is in economics and global energy security. I've worked for almost 20 years in the energy sector in both public and private sector capacities, working at the local government level, as well as in the California legislature before moving to Western States Petroleum Association, where I served as the Vice President of Regulatory Affairs and covered Nevada, among other states during that time. I currently manage government engagement, government affairs for P66 for the Western U.S. and am based in Sacramento. I'll share just a kind of a fun fact. My inspiration for getting into the energy space came from 2.5 years that I spent serving in the U.S. Peace Corps in the former Soviet Union in Turkmenistan. It's 80% uninhabitable desert, where sometimes we had access to energy, sometimes we didn't. And that experience really cemented my belief that access to energy is crucial for human survival and development. And I feel like the Resiliency Committee is absolutely thinking in that same line. What are we doing to make sure that Nevada has access to energy? Really looking forward to serving with you all on this committee.
Thank you, ma'am. Did we pick up Mr. Casey Sullivan?
Yeah, good afternoon, everybody, or good morning, everybody. Casey Sullivan with Marathon Petroleum. I apologize, my camera's not working today, so you get this really zoomed up view of my face, so I apologize for that. You have to deal with that. But anyway, good morning. Again, Casey Sullivan. I'm the Government and Public Affairs Manager for Marathon Petroleum. I live in Anchorage, Alaska, and I have a responsibility for Alaska, Arizona, and Nevada. And just for the listening public that might not be aware, but Marathon Petroleum is the largest refining company in the U.S. We operate 13 refineries across 12 states. We're really proud to be here today, and we really are thankful for the governor and others that have been supportive of this process. And we're happy to supply Nevada with the quality fuels it needs to literally move Nevada. Like I said, I'm not from Nevada. I'm a 4th-generation Alaskan. I've been in the public affairs and government affairs world for over almost 30 years, with 15 years directly in the oil and gas industry. I'm really looking forward to this process and thank everyone for being here today. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Joseph Biscardi.
Hi, my name is Joseph Biscardi. Thank you for the opportunity to participate. I head up supply chain optimization for PBF Energy. I've been in the energy industry for almost 35 years, and PBF Energy is kind of new to Nevada. We are one of the largest petroleum refiners in the United States, but in 2016, we purchased the Torrance refinery from Exxon, and we make transportation fuels for Nevada residents in the Las Vegas area. And then in 2020, we purchased the Shell Martinez refinery, and we create transportation fuels for the Nevada residents in Reno. So really look forward to participating and honored to be here, part of the team, and look forward to working with you all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Miranda Hoover.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Miranda Hoover, the State Executive Director of the Energy and Convenience Association of Nevada. We're really proud to be here today. Our association represents all liquid fuels, lubricant distributors, transporters, retailers, and all convenience stores in the state. We've been actively engaged in this conversation since last February, so we're really excited to be here today, getting to work with all of you and also so many of our colleagues. So thanks for having us.
Thank you. Mr. Paulinos.
Thank you. I'm Paul Enos. I am the CEO of the Nevada Trucking Association. I'm a third generation Nevada, born and raised in Elko, but lived in Reno for the last 31 years. The trucking industry is 95.3% of moves all the manufactured tonnage in the state of Nevada. And we can only move that if we have a reliable source of fuel. We've seen what has happened when those pipelines have gone down, and we tend to get those phone calls saying, how many trucks can you get to go to California? And it's never enough to make up for the capacity on the pipeline. That is the best way to move fuel. So we are very happy to be here today, very happy to have worked with Senator Titus in the last legislative session, and really proud of our governor for moving this initiative forward, because I think it's going to have an overall benefit to the future generations of our state. So thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Jeffrey Glasgow.
All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Jeff Glasgow. I live in Omaha, Nebraska, and I work for Union Pacific Railroad. We have two major rail lines that go through northern and southern Nevada. I have multiple decades of experience leading UP's fuel procurement and logistics for internal use. And I have a lot of experience with shipping fuels via rail, pipeline, truck, and barge, as well as a lot of experience in Nevada itself with purchasing fuels. Thanks for letting me be here.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. So with that, I'm going to close agenda item number 4. I appreciate everybody sharing their story with the public, and we will move to agenda item number 5. Agenda item number 5 is going to be a review of charter and the governor's guidance for discussion only. Bear with me here. So in this item, we're going to review the direction provided by the Nevada Commission on Homeland Security in regard to the creation of the committee and its objectives. So I'm going to hit the highlights here. The mission statement given to us by the Homeland Security Commission is to secure Nevada's transportation fuel supply by identifying vulnerabilities, strengthening infrastructure, diversifying fuel sources, and ensuring statewide readiness in the face of regional refinery closures, supply disruptions, and national security threats. The 5 objectives assigned to us are to assess risks, enhance infrastructure, engage industry, strengthen emergency readiness, and advise the governor. Within the advise the governor portion, we are directed to consider the following 10 items: Nevada's current and projected fuel supply vulnerabilities, the impacts of California refinery conversions and closures, pipeline capacity constraints and operational risks, storage expansion needs and opportunities, emergency response and continuity of operations fuel requirements, stakeholder needs, public-private partnerships and financing options, federal permitting, regulatory and funding opportunities, statutory, regulatory, or administrative actions to improve resiliency, and any issues deemed relevant by the chair of the committee in furtherance of the committee's objectives. Is there any discussion or comments in regards to the charter given to us by the Nevada Homeland Security Commission? All right, you guys are easy. I love it.
You scared us with 4 hours.
Yeah. Trying to be efficient as possible. Okay, so with that, I'm going to hand this over to Mr. Chase McNamara, who serves on the governor's staff. He is going to review the guidance that was provided by the governor as we prepare to elect committee leadership. I believe the governor's office distributed his recommendations yesterday. So, Mr. McNamara.
Good morning to the committee. Chase McNamara, Natural Resource Policy Advisor for the governor. Reading a letter sent to the committee. Dear members of the Governor's Committee on Fuel Resiliency, thank you for your willingness to serve on the Governor's Committee on Fuel Resilience. Nevada's fuel supply is essential to public safety, emergency response, and economic stability. Your collective expertise will play a critical role in identifying vulnerabilities and advancing practical, long-term solutions to strengthen fuel reliability and resilience across the state. As you convene for your initial meeting, I encourage the committee to organize its work efficiently and collaboratively. To support that effort, I respectfully recommend that the committee consider electing Brett Compton as chair and Catherine Reese Boyd as vice chair. Mr. Compton serves as administrator to the Nevada Division of Emergency Management and brings extensive experience in statewide preparedness, response coordination, and infrastructure resilience. His background in emergency management and interagency operations positions him well to lead the committee's work and ensure recommendations are grounded in operational and public safety realities. Ms. Reese Boyd brings decades of experience in energy policy, fuel markets, regulatory strategy, and stakeholder engagement. Her expertise in navigating complex, multi-jurisdictional energy issues will be invaluable as the committee evaluates supply chains, infrastructure constraints, and policy options to enhance fuel resiliency for Nevada. I acknowledge that under NRS 239C.170, the committee is to select its own chair and vice chair from its membership, and I support the committee's authority and autonomy in making that decision. That said, together, their complementary experience in emergency management and energy policy would provide steady, informed leadership as the committee develops actionable recommendations for the state. I appreciate your service and commitment to the important work and look forward to the committee's findings and guidance. Sincerely, Joe Lombardo, Governor.
Thank you, Chase. Is there any discussion or comments in regards to the governor's letter?
If I might, Senator Titus here, Mr. Compton. If it's your willingness, I would take a motion, or I would make a motion to nominate Colonel Brett Compton and then Miss Kathy Reyes Boyd, with Mr. Compton being the chair and Miss Boyd being the vice chair.
Ma'am, I'm going to ask you to hold that for one until we move to agenda item 6, and then I'll give you that opportunity.
All right.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Any additional questions or comments on agenda item 5 and the governor's comments? Okay, hearing.
Yeah, Brian O'Neill for the record. I do agree with the governor's proposal that as a fellow emergency manager, having an emergency manager as a chair to collaborate the various pieces and bring everyone together is an important consideration. And Ms. Reheis Boyd's experience with the private sector really seems like a good fit to help support you. And so I agree with the governor's recommendation there.
Thank you, Brian. Any additional comments? Okay, hearing none, I'm going to close agenda item 5. We'll move to agenda item number 6, which is actual election of leadership. This is for discussion and possible action. I'm going to take them separately just so that there's opportunity for nominations in addition to any recommendation from the governor. So we have 2 leadership positions that need to be decided, the chair and the vice chair. We'll start with the chair. And Senator, would you like to make the nomination?
Yes, thank you, sir. As previously discussed, Senator Titus here, I would like to nominate Brett Compton for the chair of this committee.
All right, we have a motion from Senator Titus.
I'll second that, sir.
We have a second. Okay, thank you. Director Gocachia's got the second. Do we have any additional nominations?
Move to close nominations.
All right, close nominations. All in favor of electing Brett Compton as chair, please say aye.
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 Any opposed, say nay. Motion passes unanimously. All right, next we're going to do a nomination for the vice chair. Senator, would you like to make the motion?
Yes, Mr. Chair, thank you very much. Senator Titus here. I would like to nominate Kathy Reyes Boyd in the position of vice chair.
All right, we have a first. Do we have a second on the nomination?
Second.
The second from Robert. Do we have any additional nominations for vice chair? All right, all those in favor of electing Miss Kathy Reheis Boyd as the vice chair, please signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed say nay. All right, congratulations, Ms. Reheis Boyd. You are vice chair.
Thank you.
All right, at this point, we are going to close item number 6, moves to item number 7. This is determination whether to close the meeting. This is for discussion of possible action. I am going to read some of the necessary stuff because of the sensitivity of closing meetings and our ability to do that unless it's in the absolute best interest of the public. So agenda item number 7, determination whether to close the meeting. Under NRS 239 Charlie.140 subsection 2, the Nevada Commission on Homeland Security and any of its subcommittees may close a meeting for security sensitive information found in 3 categories listed. If the membership of the committee finds by majority vote that public disclosure of the matters described would be likely to compromise, jeopardize, or otherwise threaten public safety. As you can see on the agenda, the next 2 items involve security briefings and discussion of deficiencies in security, which are both enumerated reasons the meeting may be closed under NRS 239 Charlie.140 section 2. This is a reminder that all materials and discussions in closed session are considered confidential and should not be discussed or redistributed. So I'm looking for a motion to close the meeting based on the fact that the disclosure of this security sensitive information would compromise, jeopardize, or threaten the public safety. Do I have a motion?
We go to closed session, sir.
All right, Director Gukchia makes a move to go to closed section. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Assemblyman Gurr. Is there any discussion? All those in favor of closing the meeting, discuss the topics in agenda item 8, please say aye.
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 Any opposed, say nay. Okay, motion carries unanimously. So we are now going to move any non-committee members or unauthorized phone numbers to a Zoom lobby. The meeting will resume and the public will be welcomed back after we complete our discussion of agenda item number 8. Anyone in the Zoom lobby will be readmitted at that time. So this is an advisement to the members of the public. We anticipate that the closed session could range between 1.5 hours and 2.5 hours. Anyone that is removed from the active portion of this meeting and put in the Zoom lobby will remain there unless you choose to leave that, and we will readmit all members of the public at that time. We are going to pause for a moment to allow Ms. Lauren Borsch to go through and make the necessary adjustments before we move on to agenda item number 8. If you have a phone number that we do not